This time, Jay's voice is not AI voice, but a real voice.
Yes, the author himself will be playing the role of Jay.
I don't think he can speak English.
It's a dubbing sample, so he wants someone else's voice to replace it.
Well, let's do episode 10 before the moiky designed character comes. Chapter 3, Trials of the Present World. Episode 10, Awakeness. In the large rock shelf plaza, the men were having a good time and making a lot of noise. Luru called out to one of them,
"What's going on?"
"We're now get in the way of the guys who came to get Jay. It'll be fun. Won't you join us?"
"Enemies has come. So where is Jay going to hide?"
"Hide? No, I heard he's getting off the island."
"Really? Plan was changed?"
Upon hearing this, Luru decides to go along with the escape. Luru rushes to the diner. There he finds Sonya waiting for Emmy's return.
"What the hell is wrong with you?"
"I'm going with Jay."
"What?"
Sonya looked at Luru's bag and understood how he felt. Then Luru noticed the waterway on the floor.
"Jay must have escaped from here."
No. It was clogged with water.
"It's lie."
Luru goes into the floor.
No way, his escape is a life-threatening one.
Luru runs tunnel without saying.
Listen to me, wait.
Sonya's voice echoed across the waterway. Jay and Emmy come running down the waterway and stop in front of a ladder.
"Beam gondola up there. Hurry up and go."
"Thank you, Emmy. I'm going out for a bit."
"For a bit? No. You never go back here. We will not even contact you from now on. If you are to survive, we must."
Jay can't speak anything back.
"I see."
"Come on, hurry up."
Jay climbs up the ladder. Emmy sighs sadly. At the time, Luru comes there.
"Is Jay here?"
"Yes."
Luru thanked her and climbed up the ladder. When Jay went above ground, he found Beam Gondola. Behind it was a series of freight cars loaded with food. Beam Gondola is a machine used to deliver supplies throughout the island. It travels through light paths that stretch across vertical cliffs and caves. Jay rode on and the panel lit up.
Our destination is Gural Express.
Then, a complex light rail appeared through the island's caves. I have set the destination to Gural Express. Beam Gondola started moving slowly. However, the freight cars are heavy with cargo and will not speed up.
Cut the wagon's loose.
An invalid order?
It's a waste of time.
Having no choice, Jay disconnects the freight car by hand. Then, the freight car begins to move slowly backward. It was a move that Jay did not expect. The freight car speeds up and heads toward the garage of the large rock shelf plaza. Then, with a loud noise, the wagons hit the garage violently. At the sound, everyone in the plaza turned to look at it at once. Subordinate speaks.
"It's him. He's trying to escape into the cave."
The chief happily held out the scopes.
"It's time for this to go to work."
At that moment, Luru appears on the ground. Jay is surprised. Luru gets into the Beam Gondola without saying a word.
"Let's get off the island."
"You can't go. Get off this."
"No."
"Just get off."
The scopes then surrounded them. Stopping in midair, the scopes turned on their patrol lights all at once.
"Okay, I'll take you to the anchorage's base. That's it. Hold on tight."
Jay started Beam Gondola.
"Let's check these guys off."
Scopes chases after them with sirens blaring. In the large rock shelf plaza, Conter is watching the video sent from Scopes.
"Not bad. Good for a child's toy."
The beam gondola, with Jay and LaRue on board, speeds through a residential area. Pamela watches it. Beam gondola enters a cave arcade. Then beam gondola suddenly slows down.
What's going on?
It's a speed limit. Just like in a game, you can unlock all the commands. Say, change to free drive.
Change to free drive.
As Jay speaks so, beam gondola begins to accelerate again. Jay is satisfied.
Hey, I'm useful too, right?
I guess so.
Beam gondola races through the cavern arcade, where many people and air movers come and go. LaRue tries to chase away the horde of scopes that are chasing it with a long stick. However, Scopes skillfully avoids it. Beam gondola passed through the research area, the factory area, and entered a narrow tunnel. Jay was going at full speed, even in the winding path of light. Some scopes hit rocks and fell, but many were still chasing them. After a while, a rail of light became straight. Far ahead, a bright light was visible.
We're going to the sea.
The gondola emerges from a hole in the cliff and runs along a rail of light that turns to the right. The sea is visible far below. The road of light continues on into the distance.
There was another road like this.
At the same time, Pamela brought May to LaRue's room. She had seen the beam gondola chase and was curious about it. May laughed when she saw the empty room.
LaRue ran away from home. No problem, at best, he's at Sonya's.
Pamela told about the chase with Jay. When May heard this, her attitude changed.
Why didn't you tell me that earlier?
May then puts Pamela on air move.
LaRue has caused trouble for everyone again. It's probably because of that drifter.
Conter is watching Jay's pursuit on his terminal, but suddenly the image from the scopes disappears.
What is it?
The chief speaks carefree.
The battery must be dead.
Conter is mortified and instructs subordinate.
I knew I couldn't count on them. Get the helicopter out of here.
A short time after scopes fell into the sea, a helicopter appeared in the distance. LaRue asks,
Is that enemies, too?
I guess so.
Beam gondola goes behind the waterfall. It is a large space, and the path of light leads all the way to the end. To the right is a cliff. On the left side, there is a turbine that generates electricity using the water power of the waterfall. A helicopter is flying outside the waterfall. After the waterfall, the area beyond is an area of updrafts. This is where the strong winds from the ocean hit the shore and gather, creating a constant upward gale. Jay shouts,
Hold on!
Beam gondola has entered the area. With strong winds blowing from below, beam gondola pushed forward on the path of light. The helicopter following behind was blown up by the air currents. The helicopter lost its balance and hit a rock wall. After making a loud noise, the helicopter spins and falls.
Get down!
Shortly thereafter, the helicopter hits the beam gondola. LaRue was thrown from the beam gondola. Jay quickly grabbed LaRue's ankle and took the cloth cover with his other hand. Jay captures airflow using the cloth cover and rises. Above him you can see the large wings of a wind turbine facility.
We go over there.
The goal was the top wire mesh of the power generation facility. However, the cloth cover ripped just before it. Jay and LaRue fell onto the huge wind turbine blades. The blades are spinning slowly. Jay is holding onto the edge of the blade. LaRue, who is right next to him, is not holding onto the edge and slides down the gentle slope. Jay stretches his leg as far as he can.
Hold on. Come to my back.
LaRue climbed to Jay's body.
Are you okay?
Jay's hand holding onto the blade is nearing its limit. To get onto the wire mesh, he needs to hold onto the bar that can be seen above. But Jay can't reach it by jumping. Only LaRue can reach it by jumping up.
Look up. Jump on my shoulders and grab that bar.
I see.
LaRue climbs up to the shoulder.
I use the updraft and jump into the ocean.
What? That's impossible.
Let's go.
Jay jumps and pushes LaRue up. LaRue's body was able to float and hold onto the bars. Jay falls onto the blade and continues to slide down.
Jay.
Then, Jay falls into the ocean far below. The falling Jay receives the updrafts all over its body, and the speed of its fall is slowing down. Jay thinks that he may be able to jump into the sea somehow. But the next moment, a gust of wind blows from the side. The wind causes Jay to be knocked out of the air current. Jay is pushed by the crosswind and cannot return to the updraft. The rate of fall is increasing. The rocky terrain is directly below. It is a desperate situation. Jay gave up. At that moment, a round steel plate came flying out of nowhere. The steel plate hit Jay in the buttocks. It is the door of Akashik, which was in the large rock shelf plaza. Jay opens the door and jumps inside. Shortly thereafter, the steel plate struck a rock and fell through the air onto the rocky sand. Jay slipped into Akashik. Mugs and clotheslines welcome him.
Hello, welcome to Akashik.
Jay stands up.
Here I come again.
Picture wakes up and looks displeased.
You're here again.
At the large rock shelf plaza, Kanter is listening to a report.
What? Does he fell off a power plant on the cliff?
The chief, listening besides, shows him the terminal and explains.
Here it is. It's like falling from a skyscraper. If he fell, he wouldn't be alive.
Kanter looks frustrated.
We couldn't catch him alive, could we? It's no use. Just pull up the body.
LaRue climbed up to the wire fence of the power generation facility. However, he could not go any higher. The wire mesh further up was not high enough for him to climb by himself. May and Pamela appeared. May looked down at LaRue.
LaRue.
Mom.
Slightly relieved, May turns to an angry face.
You really bother me all the time.
LaRue apologizes as usual.
I'm sorry.
You should just fall off. It's good riddance.
Hearing this, Pamela looks at May in surprise.
Mother.
Pamela's words made May think back.
How shall we pull him up?
Pamela reaches for LaRue, who is directly below her. At that moment, a gust of wind blows and Pamela's body floats away. Pamela hits LaRue and they fall together onto the blades.
Pamela.
May remembers that nightmare. Now LaRue is grabbing the end of the blade and Pamela is grabbing LaRue's leg. This is the same situation that Jay and LaRue were in earlier. Suddenly LaRue remembered Jay's words.
I use the updraft and jump into the ocean.
This image came to mind vividly. Time seems to have stopped in LaRue. The mind is very calm. It's happiness that never experienced before. Very happy. LaRue has no fear at all despite this extreme situation. The intense desire to fly has turned into a desire to leave Pamela with us as soon as possible. LaRue bends his legs, pulls Pamela up. But May reaches out her hand.
I can't reach it.
LaRue knows it is unreachable.
Look, just jump and you'll reach it.
I'm sure.
Now, LaRue is being Jay. Then, LaRue uses Jay's words.
I use the updrafts to jump into the ocean.
May was surprised.
What? You can't do that.
No, stop.
Laru can look forward to being airborne after this.
You've got to jump. Ready? Go.
Laru jumped as hard as he could to push Pamela up. Pamela's weight is gone, and he feels his body float away. Laru looked up. May had a firm grip on Pamela's arms.
Did it.
Laru exclaimed, then spun around and looked down. Laru stretches his arms and legs as far as they will go and catches a strong wind from below. As Jay said, the speed of the fall is quite slow. If he keeps this up, he will be able to jump safely into the sea. Laru lies on his back and enjoys swimming in the air with the wind on his back. At that moment, a strong crosswind hit. Laru is winded and hits a rock wall. He then fainted. May, who pulled Pamela up, can't move. Laru saved Pamela and chose to die himself. That's how it seemed to May.
Did it.
May's heart was also touched by Laru's smile when he shouted. May's eyes filled with uncontrollable tears.
I'm sorry.
No one can see them, but its tear turns the black stone of May's mala white. This is the end of episode 10.
Oh, Team Ahiru has come.
What was that voice just now?
Is this? This is the voice changer I made.
It's true. It's Zundamon's voice.
When we use this, our voices will be swapped.
Want to buy it?
Yes, I'll buy it.
I want one too.
We did a good job of fooling them.
But next time things might get messy.
Now, on to episode 11.